Hello and welcome back. In this series, I want to go through the entire Elyos campaign. I will not only explain the campaign quests and their meaning for the world of Atreya, but also tell you about all the important characters and their personal story. We will also include special places of interest that you always wondered about. And lastly, I will explain all the dungeons, their backstory, the reason we go and kill everything there, and how we follow up on our tasks after the dungeon. So lean back, relax, and let's start. Today we will cover our very first dungeon, Haramel. Now I will mention some gameplay stuff, but our focus is the story and lore behind it all. So let's start. A centurion named Alistair is telling us about his investigation. He has been investigating two seemingly unrelated cases, but today he found out that those two cases might be connected. The first case involved missing Dukaki from the Dukaki settlement, and the second case involved the underground distribution of Odella. Someone is illegally producing and distributing odium and Odella, and is getting rid of anyone in their way. As a quick reminder, odium is a substance that contains ether. The Dukaki kobolds and Turzenkral have discovered a method to refine it and obtain ether from it, like we learned in the earlier Elyos campaign quests. Odella is a plant that is harvested and turned into powder by scurfs. They then sell it to merchants, which provides both Elyos and Asmodeans with it. This Odella powder is then used for herb or mana treatment, which you surely remember in the game. Alistair has received a notice from the Kantas coast that something very suspicious is going on there, so we make our way there and talk to another guard, Sephiros. He found suspicious odium. On the first look it looks like regular odium, but when we inspect it closer it's a green glowing crystal with traces of artificial chemicals. As we follow the odium trail, we are led to a suspicious relic site. As we get closer, we see a suspicious Shugo entering a portal. We follow the Shugo into the portal and confront him. After some excuses and lies from the Shugo, he finally tells us about Haramel. Haramel is a place where Dukaki kidnapped from Elysia and Scurfs kidnapped from Asmodee are forced to make dirty odium and Odella. Dukaki dig it and Scurfs cultivate it. Haramel extracts ether and sells to both Elysia and Asmodee. After more talking and a handshake deal of keeping his name off the report, we get more information, which all leads to a Shugo named Gastanerg. Gastanerg is the Shugo you want. You nab him, whole odium operation goes kaput. Gastanerg has a special gift to alter soft minds like Dukaki. He can make them do whatever he wants. A Daeva called Hamerun found out about this, and apparently made Gastanerg an offer he could not refuse. A huge amount of kina. However, Gastanerg is just a supervisor. Hamerun, an Asmodean Daeva, is the big boss. So we fight our way through the entire dungeon and beat the boss Hamerun at the end. However, he escapes.
No, I will not let this be my end. You will pay for this. You've not seen the last of me.
As you return to the Kantas coast, you talk to the guard from before, which is very rude towards you. You let the Asmodean behind it all get away? And wait, what? You cut a deal with 3 dirty Shugos? Here, take the kina I promised you and beat it. I'll clean up your mess for you. Which is funny, because this idiot couldn't even see what's going on right beside him, but yeah, clean up our mess, big boy. Another guard, Notus, has received a new order from the Verteran Citadel. Sanctum was more than shocked. To hear that one single Asmodean could have created such a lucrative and illegal odium operation right in our own backyard. In the meantime, Haramel's existence is being kept secret as to not alarm the citizens. Our goal now is to kill the mid-level managers of his crew to break up his organization and stop it all. Their names are Drudgelord Kakiti, Mumuham the Grey, and Overseer Nukiti. But our quest doesn't stop here. Sephiroth, the root guard from before, suddenly has a few nice words to say to us. I heard you handled Haramel extremely well, and you managed to make Hamerun disappear and leave his little odium operation drifting on the wind. Impressive. Haramel is much bigger than I first thought. A lot of Kina got poured into that operation. What we need to do is destroy the equipment, destroy everything, burn it to the ground. This flame orb will help you. It will burn anything, even items that have ether in them. The first leg of this operation is to burn those ether cards up, so they can't move anything from that location. The second part is to incinerate all that bad Odella. It's tainted, dangerous. After successfully finishing our tasks, we make our report to the guard Notos. Did you take care of our little problem? Did you terminate their employment? This is a big load off my mind. Any idea how Hamerun was able to enslave kobolds and scurfs? I heard there was some odium abuse involved, but everybody's clammed up with the facts. So as we heard at the beginning of the quest, the Shugo Gestenurk has some kind of way to manipulate or enslave kobolds and scurfs, but nobody knows how. Even though we are done with the Haramel dungeon itself, its storyline is not finished. Hamerun is still missing. Our journey brings us to Theobomos, a new region, once a lush verdant area, but it was burned to ashes during the Cataclysm by Phrygian himself. Since then it has remained as a deserted, smoldering wasteland that has become a prime gathering place for bounty hunters, runaway criminals, and treasure seekers. Here we come in contact with the Manyherk Excavation Union, which Gestenurk is a member of. Another Shugo, Yadamonurk, has trouble managing the digging for relics, because Gestenurk is not here to deal with the Kerubar that are stopping their digging. Even though the Shugos have troll bodyguards, they can't let the trolls attack the Kerubar, because that would also destroy the relics, so they ask for our help. As we cleared the digging site of the Kerubar, and returned to make a report, the Shugo Yadamonurk told us that the Kerubar are not randomly digging, they are searching for something specific. Here we also learned that Gestenurk was capable of talking to the Kerubar. He always sent them away so the Shugos could dig for relics in peace. But then he said he wants half of all the relics that the other Shugos are digging up, which was way too much, and as the Union said no, he vanished and the Kerubar arrived soon after. In order to find Gestenurk, we receive a new task of Yadamonurk. Gestenurk was close to a human named Hecuba. She will know where Gestenurk is. If he doesn't talk, say you will tell Krios that Hecus is black scent. Now I have no clue what it means to be black scent, but it seems to work because as we talk to Hecuba, she's very defensive first, but as soon as we mention the black scent, she seems cooperative and kinda scared. She was close to Gestenurk, and as he made her an offer to make big money using the Kerubar, she was interested, but in the end they couldn't work out an equitable split, so nothing happened. The last time she saw him was in the Crimson Barrens, so we make our way there and find the Shugo Gestenurk. The Shugo Gestenurk is dead, killed by someone. The only clue we have is a torn piece of paper in one of his pockets. This torn letter didn't tell us much, so we had to go and collect the other pieces of it, and finally could read the message. Hecuba, the Kerubs are as obedient as ever, gathering the relics as we agreed. Be on the alert as the Excavation Union may catch wind of our plans and hire guardians or mercenaries. So apparently Hecuba lied to us. It seems like she had contact and even a deal with Gasternurk after all. The Shugo Yaramonurk was not very happy about our report. Hecuba is a liar. Hecuba is a killer. Yaramonurk has limits to his kindness, and all are exhausted. Go now and warn your human friend Hecuba that Shugo justice is coming. She never gets away from this, not after killing a Shugo. We quickly made our way to Hecuba and confronted her about the ladder, but she is sticking to her story. What ladder? I told you we went our separate ways a long time ago. But tell me, is Gasternurk dead? I know Gasternurk's plan was too extreme, even for him. I wanted no part of it. That's why we split up. I'm telling you the truth. You're not looking for me. You want his other partner. You want Hamerun the Leech, an Asmodean Daeva. I would never betray our people like that. Once I saw the lunatic eyes of the Asmodean, I ran as fast as I could. It's just, I don't have anywhere else to go. But I didn't think he would kill Gasternurk. He must have taken away Gasternurk's power to control Kerubar. He has that power. Listen, you have to help me. These Shugos aren't like the others. They're hard, cruel. You have to speak for me. They respect you. If you stand up for me, I'll be safe. Honestly, it surprised me that the Shugos here are this feared by others. Usually Shugos are shown as these clumsy and dumb little furballs. But that is also not true. It is a tactic of the Shugos. They pretend to be very dumb and simple-minded towards Daevas, so Daevas are not putting their guard up and do not expect the dumb Shugos to actually trick them out of their money. However, let's go back to our story. As we explained to Yaramonurk that it wasn't Hecuba, but an Asmodean Daeva that killed Gasternurk, he says that's nonsense. Asmodean Daeva? Here? These new lies make less sense than the others. Hecuba the killer cannot escape her crimes with crazy stories. Balloon goes up, stakes are sharpened and oiled. Shugo vengeance will not be denied. Yaramonurk thinks such things about an Asmodean Daevas are nonsense. But Shugo law is clear. All negotiations must be thoroughly investigated. What confuses me here a bit is his next sentence. Daeva law is just as clear. Contact Sanctum, wait for Shadow Judges, yes? This makes no sense. Sanctum has no Shadow Judges. The Shadow Judges are active in Asmodee, not in Elysia. Maybe the Shugo doesn't know that and confuses Asmodee and Elysia? Or he assumes that it works the same way in both locations? Either way, he apparently had contact with Asmodee before, otherwise he wouldn't know that. But okay, let's move on. We have to find Hamerun, or Hecuba will face the punishment of the Shugos. As we find Hamerun, he's surrounded by many Kerubar that are under his control. A fierce battle begins.
For the sake of our union, as well as for the peace of Theobomos, the Asmodean Daeva called Hamerun must be destroyed, Nurk. But be careful, Nurk. That Daeva has absorbed Gasternurk's ability and can manipulate Cherubim as freely as his own limbs, Nurk.
After we killed Hamerun, we return to Yada Monarch. Daeva has news, or should vengeance ceremony start as planned? Yada Monarch is surprised that Hamerun Daeva was real, but also glad not to have bloody paws. Many Herc Excavation Union now can concentrate on relic excavation and advancement of Elyos research. And with this, the story of Hamerun ends. The last thing I want to mention here is when you talk to Kerubar without any active quests. She says this: "This place is so boring, there's nothing worth looking at, just a bunch of Shugos. I would quit this job in a heartbeat if I had anywhere else to go. I hope I won't have to hang you for much longer." So apparently she's hiding because of some reason. However, we do not know why. I thank you all for watching our first dungeon video on Haramel. If there are any questions, feel free to leave them in the comments below or in our Discord server. Have a wonderful day and see you next time. Bye.
No, I will not let this be my end. You will pay for this. You've not seen the last of me.